I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. You know, on May 29th, I warned that a stock market crash was coming. I also warned in July. Both times, I was watching my technology, my PT2 chart, and it turned from green to red. Both in May and July, we had substantial warnings. We saw the industrials fall. We saw that the market, the Chinese market was falling, was getting worse. Oil was falling. Copper was falling. Everything was falling. But again, CNBC was telling you, hey, things are cheap. Diversify. Everything's wonderful, but my chart was giving me something different. And on both those occasions, both in May and July, I told my gang, let's short the stock market now, because my PT2 chart indicated a sell-off was coming in. And we did. And we had a wonderful ride all the way down. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grandy, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Phil Grandy is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com, Phil's Gang Radio Show. You know, we just went through a 1,900-point stock market drop, fastest drop ever in 2 days. Most of you panicked. At Phil's Gang, we didn't look at it as a crash. We looked at it as an opportunity because we were short. Why? Because I was able to teach my students how to read a chart, so in advance, they would know that the market was going to go down. It's all about learning. It's always amazed me, our whole life. Someone teaches us to play baseball. Someone teaches us to ski. Someone teaches us how to drive a car. But there's nobody there to teach you how to invest in a stock. And that's where I come. I think I have the best teaching format in the country. Check it out. It's philsgang.com. So you'll be so comfortable. You don't care if the market's going down or the market's going up. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You know, it used to be, hey, what's that hot stock? There's no hot stocks anymore. You know what it's all about now? It's identifying when to get in the market, when to get out. And why? Because the market is rigged. It's rigged to go up. There's nothing better. It's rigged to go up. It's called quantitative easing. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Have fun with us in a rigged market.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
From the perspective of the U.S. economy, I think we've seen continuing signs of strength.
Continuing signs of strength? What are you, nuts? Household spending dropped to its lowest level since 2008. Retail sales dropped to its lowest level in 9 years. Wages to its lowest level in 30 years. Disposable income to its lowest level in 40 years. Home ownership to its lowest level in 30 years. What's he talking about? That's Jack Lew, our Treasury Secretary. We can't trust anything that comes out of Washington or Wall Street. And that's why I want you to join Phil's Gang. My name is Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Well, the reason you stay away from the stock market is because you're fearful, because no one has taught you how to invest. You go to school to learn how to do math. You go to school to learn how to drive. Why don't you go to school to learn how to invest using charts? Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. What is Phil's Gang? philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grandy has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Middle-class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. And you know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, Boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I'm here to help you. I'm tired, and you should be tired, of listening to these financial shows like CNBC where they're all geniuses and they're always wrong. Look, stop worrying about the price to book and the price to sales and all the stuff they tell you think you need to know. You don't need to know any of that. Anybody can make money in the stock market using charts. It's about money flow. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
But I would also lay some blame at the feet of the Federal Reserve. I think the Federal Reserve has made this problem worse. By artificially keeping interest rates below the market rate, average ordinary citizens have a tough time earning interest, have a tough time making money. They're actually talking now about negative interest. The money as it's created through quantitative easing or other means tends to start out in the big banks in New York. And because we're now paying interest for them to keep the money there, much of that money has not filtered out into the economy. So what we're finding is there is increasing income disparity and income inequality. We also find that as the Federal Reserve destroys the value of the currency, what you're finding is that if you're poor, if you make $20,000 a year and you have 3 or 4 kids and you're trying to get by, as your prices rise, or as the value of the dollar shrinks, these are the people that are hurt the worst.
That's correct. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country off the Wall Street Radio Network. I was so glad to hear last night that Rand Paul talked about the Fed, because that's one of our biggest problems. In fact, yesterday here in Tampa, St. Pete, there was a big rally about, again, minimum wage, which is part of the election. Every time we go into an election cycle, they talk about minimum wage. Well, we wouldn't be talking about minimum wage if the Federal Reserve didn't keep destroying the value of the dollar, about 90% of the value of the dollar. I mean, they took it right away. I mean, the Federal Reserve continues to kill the dollar. And when you kill the dollar, you have less buying power. And it's this poor, working poor, and the middle class that gets killed when they keep printing and printing money to push stocks up. And that's the problem. You know, it's interesting. I wish last night they would talk more about how the Federal Reserve is responsible for stocks going up, not the fundamentals of the company. I wish he would talk more about that so people would understand, especially those people that are in 401ks. They got to understand that if they have their money in a stock portfolio, you're hoping the stock will go up based on fundamentals of the company, what the CEO does for the company, those sorts of things, but it has nothing to do with it anymore. Stocks go up when the Federal Reserve decides to move stocks, to buy stocks. It's that simple. Oh, I thought it was against the law. The Federal Reserve, isn't there a law that says the Federal Reserve can't buy stocks for themselves? Yes, but you also got to remember the Federal Reserve is very powerful. The Federal Reserve owns our Congress. The Federal Reserve owned the banking committees. The Federal Reserve owned, remember, the Federal Reserve is a private company. Private individuals, about 400 of them, own the Federal Reserve, very wealthy people, the wealthiest in the world. They own Dodd and they owned Barney Frank, both head of the different banking committees. Senator Dodd, Senate Banking Committee, and then Frank on the Representative House Banking Committee. They make the rules. And what they did is they lobbied, doesn't take much to lobby them, paid them off, and said, we want you to, there was an amendment going through, some financial amendment. They said, tied to this amendment, make a little loophole in there that says, well, I can't personally buy stocks for myself, but I can have the bank I own act as agent, and they can buy, my bank can buy the stocks. And that's what they did. And you know, 100%, I shouldn't say 100%, about 75% of the rally of stocks this year on the S&P, say 75%, this rally that we have, you got to give 75% credit to the Federal Reserve for this rally. 75% of the rally goes to the Federal Reserve. Why? Because they bought stocks through their Swiss banks. Take Apple alone. One day, our owners of the private company called the Federal Reserve, it's a private banking syndicate, neat name they picked to confuse everybody, make them think it's a federal, it's part of our government. It's not. Through the loophole provided by Dodd and Barney Frank, in 2010, just before these two thieves, these despicable human beings, left Congress and left the Senate, they were allowed to print enough money to buy 3,500,000 shares of Apple stock alone. Exxon, Mobil, Microsoft, Google, Johnson & Johnson, GE, Procter & Gamble, Verizon, AT&T, Pfizer, Chevron, Merck, Facebook, Pepsi, Coke, Disney, and IBM. Those were the stocks that rallied the market this year, making up 75% of the rally. Those stocks didn't go up based on fundamentals, not at all. Those stocks didn't go up based on market cap, trailing PE, forward PE, price to sales, or did it go up based on, hey, let's take a look at management. Let's see how good they are. Let's take a look and see the return on assets the managers have given us, the return on equity the CEO has given us. Let's check it out. Are you nuts? Nothing to do with that. Nothing. Nothing to do with operating cash flow, free cash flow. Doesn't matter. If they want the stock market to go up so they can make money, they just make it go up. It's that simple. It was against the law until these two gangsters in 2010 decided to, in that one amendment, put this loophole in and said they can't buy it personally, the owners of the Fed, but they can use their bank as their agent. And they usually use a couple of Swiss banks, and that's what has happened. So if you wonder, how can it be that the stock market was rallying, but 70% of the stock orders were sell orders, not buy orders? Now you understand. Now you understand why I tell you every day I come on here and I drive you crazy. I give you my phone number and I say join the gang, because if you want to make money, if you want to retire, you want to have a great retirement, live the same lifestyle you're accustomed to while you're working, then you better put some money away. The only way you're going to put money away, the only way you're going to grow money and retire, is by buying individual stocks and exchange traded funds. But you've got to do it. You can do it with me. The same 5 stocks every day: Schlumberger, Goldman Sachs, Intel, Caterpillar, IBM. The best stocks in the world. We'll tell you when to buy, when to sell. In fact, one of our bonus stocks, copper, I'll give this to you. In the last couple of days, we showed it to my gang, it was a bonus stock. Copper, symbol FCX, was at around $11. Our chart showed us it turned from green to red. That meant that the Federal Reserve, these guys were pulling the money out. They were pulling the money out. So we could see that on a chart. And it went from $11 down to $9. That, I'll check it again, but that's probably about I think that's about a 19%. It's an 18% drop. So let's just, I know you're not going to believe that. We had an 18% return. So why don't we just cut that in half? So in 4 days, let's use 10%. How about this? In 4 days, we'll cut it from 18%. Let's cut it all the way down to 5%. You made 5%. So to make you at least believe that, 5%. It was easy because as a gang member, we put it up as a bonus stock. You're working, you're busy, you don't have time to do this. You just check in on our alert when the market opens. You would have saw it, you would have sold it short. So simple. That's the beautiful thing. Remember, if anyone tells you the stocks go up because of what a company does, no, it doesn't. It goes up because of what the Federal Reserve does. Join my gang. Phil's Gang will be right back. 877-600-GANG.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Middle-class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. And you know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
From the perspective of the U.S. economy, I think we've seen continuing signs of strength.
Continuing signs of strength? What are you, nuts? Household spending dropped to its lowest level since 2008. Retail sales dropped to its lowest level in 9 years. Wages to its lowest level in 30 years. Disposable income to its lowest level in 40 years. Home ownership to its lowest level in 30 years. What's he talking about? That's Jack Lew, our Treasury Secretary. We can't trust anything that comes out of Washington or Wall Street. And that's why I want you to join Phil's Gang. My name is Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Well, the reason you stay away from the stock market because you're fearful, because no one has taught you how to invest. You go to school to learn how to do math. You go to school to learn how to drive. Why don't you go to school to learn how to invest using charts? Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. You know, everybody, the hot stocks Apple or Google, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What people don't understand is every stock is the same. If the institutions buy it, it goes up. If they don't, it goes down. It doesn't matter the name. That's why we use charts to identify money in, money out. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grandy. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grandy has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You know, every day we read in the paper or we hear on radio or TV how the market is rigged. So what? It's rigged to go up, not to go down. You know this market hasn't pulled back 10%, not 10% since 2011, and you're not in this market. You want the market to be rigged. All you got to know is when to get out before it blows up. That's why you become a gang member. Phil'sGang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. You know, on May 29th, I warned that a stock market crash was coming. I also warned in July. Both times I was watching my technology, my PT2 chart, and it turned from green to red. Both in May and July, we had substantial warnings. We saw the industrials fall. We saw that the market, the Chinese market was falling, was getting worse. Oil was falling. Copper was falling. Everything was falling. But again, CNBC was telling you, hey, things are cheap, diversify, everything's wonderful. But my chart was giving me something different. And on both those occasions, both in May and July, I told my gang, let's short the stock market now, because my PT2 chart indicated a sell-off was coming in. And we did. And we had a wonderful ride all the way down. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, it's 21 past the hour here on Phil's Gang. You heard the debate last night. I'm glad they got into the Federal Reserve, but they didn't get into it, well, too much detail. Obviously, they didn't have enough time, of course. But we're getting into detail. Also going to get into detail on minimum wage, which is absolutely amazing. They had a rally here in St. Pete, and people just don't understand minimum wage. But before we get into that, let's get to the stock market.
Stock Corner is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel. Go to philsgang.com, click on the video channel graphic, and check out Phil's free videos on the market, economy, and current events.
And talking about free videos, go to my site, philsgang.com. It says Phil's Gang video channel. You just click on it, big red letters, click here, and I have a brand new video. It explains how can it be that the stock market keeps going up when the economy keeps getting worse and worse. In 7 years, our economic growth on average has been less than 2% every year. That's about an average of 185,000 jobs a month. We should be right now at a growth minimum, double that, or 4%, about 375,000 jobs. But we don't have that kind of growth because our owners don't want us to have that growth, because if we have that growth and we have good jobs and we have savings, then they're not going to make money. Because the owners of the Federal Reserve make money when interest rates are low. That's when they can take the stock market and they can take individual stocks, move those stocks up, which have nothing to do with fundamentals, and make all the money in the world, and that's what they're doing. They do not want to have a good environment. If you have an economy growing at 3%, 4%, they don't make the money. They're powerful. They're the banksters. They control. So you got to learn how to make money in this environment. And this environment could go on for years because they control it. You think they're going to give up control of the money machine? They're the ones who print the money. They print it. They're in charge. So the good news is it makes it easy. You haven't got to do any research. You haven't got to go and look at Coca-Cola and say, I wonder what their PE ratio is. I wonder if it's worth it. I wonder if it's too high. I wonder if the management return on assets, are they doing pretty good? I better go research that, or I better go research how much free cash flow, or worse yet, I better go get an advisor, a financial advisor. That wouldn't be good.
What's a financial advisor?
That is a term that means almost nothing. It is somebody who might be a financial planner, or it could be a broker who is really a salesperson.
The vast majority of so-called advisors, around 85%, are not fiduciaries.
They're dopes. They're there to make money, to grab the money from you. 401k, the manager who is in charge of your money, the actual manager who you never meet, he's the worst. Very little talent. He can't get a job anywhere. He can't make money for himself in the stock business. He can't trade. He can't invest. and he can't get a job at a hedge fund. They're the worst. They have the least talent. They pick them up a dime a dozen, and they move from fund to fund to fund. And that's it. And even if you get lucky and the market rallies and rallies and rallies like it has been, and you start making money, check it out. Did you make money when the .com was all over? No, you never got out in time. Did you make money when the housing financial market imploded in 2008? Of course not. You gave it all back. You gave it all back. Do you think now we're in what we call a quantitative easing bubble? Same thing, same bubble. They all have the same bubble. You think you're going to hold on to your money? You think they're going to call you and say it's time to get out of the market right now? Hey, come on, Jerry, it's time to get out. You better cash in. Do you think they're going to tell you to cash in? Of course not. Why would they tell you to cash in? If you called right now and said, I'm getting a little nervous, what do you think?
You're fine. You don't pay attention to the value of your house every day. Don't pay attention to your portfolio every day. Have a good, sound plan so you can go on and enjoy life.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's great advice. Are you nuts? Here at Phil's Gang, as we say, we take a small group of the world's best stocks. 5 of the best. We follow it every day. And if you're busy, just give you a great example. This just happened in the last few days with copper. Copper, we gave it to our gang as a bonus stock. We said it's a great stock. We can see that the institutions, the criminals, the gangsters, they're pulling their money out. We didn't have to know anything about FCX, about the company. We didn't have to know a thing about the company. All we had to know is that the Federal Reserve gangsters, when they pull their money out, it's going to go down. And you can see that. With today's technology, you can see it on a chart, and it went down 18%. So let's not use 18%. Let's use 10. Let's cut it in half. Use it 5. That's what you got to do, and that's why we're here. And all we ask is you please send somebody to St. Jude if you do make money. So the stock market right now is going to continue. They're trying to hold this market. They're holding this market up artificially, but that's okay. Let them hold it up. What do we care? Now, we know if they're going to continue the song and dance, how they're going to raise rates, that's the trick. That's what they do. They pretend to extend rates, and they never do. But that's what makes the stock market red. That's what makes the dollar go up. That's what makes as long as they can continue with this lie that they're going to raise rate, the economy is doing good so they can raise rates, they'll be able to keep interest rates at 0. So the elitists, the 1 percentile who own the Federal Reserve, can continue to make money in the stock market. They got to keep with the idea, hey, we're going to raise rates. So we get the foreigners coming over here, dumping their euros, changing to dollars so they can buy stocks. And that moves the stocks up even further. All you got to know is when to get out. And that's where we come in. Join my gang. Let me give you the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. You know what the real problem is? Even worse than where the Federal Reserve, as I said, they're responsible for 75% of the year-to-date rise in the stock market. That's right. It has nothing to do with the companies, what they do. But by them printing the money, the 400 richest people printing money to buy these stocks, the problem is it hurts the working poor and the middle class, because the more money they print, the more buying power you lose. We'll explain that when we get back and more on stocks and minimum wage.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com, Phil's Gang Radio Show. You know, we just went through a 1,900-point stock market drop, fastest drop ever in 2 days. Most of you panicked. At Phil's Gang, we didn't look at it as a crash. We looked at it as an opportunity because we were short. Why? Because I was able to teach my students how to read a chart, so in advance, they would know that the market was going to go down. It's all about learning. It's always amazed me, our whole life, someone teaches us to play baseball, someone teaches us to ski, someone teaches us how to drive a car. But there's nobody there to teach you how to invest in a stock. And that's where I come. I think I have the best teaching format in the country. Check it out. It's philsgang.com. So you you'll be so comfortable you won't care if the market's going down or the market's going up. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com, Phil's Gang Radio Show. You know, we just went through a 1,900-point stock market drop, fastest drop ever in 2 days. Most of you panicked. At Phil's Gang, we didn't look at it as a crash. We looked at it as an opportunity because we were short. Why? Because I was able to teach my students how to read a chart so in advance they would know that the market was going to go down. It's all about learning. It's always amazed me, our whole life. Someone teaches us to play baseball. Someone teaches us to ski. Someone teaches us how to drive a car. But there's nobody there to teach you how to invest in a stock. And that's where I come. I think I have the best teaching format in the country. Check it out. It's philsgang.com. So you'll be so comfortable you won't care if the market's going down or the market's going up. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
From the perspective of the U.S. economy, I think we've seen continuing signs of strength.
Continuing signs of strength? What are you, nuts? Household spending dropped to its lowest level since 2008. Retail sales dropped to its lowest level in 9 years. Wages to its lowest level in 30 years. Disposable income to its lowest level in 40 years. Home ownership to its lowest level in 30 years. What's he talking about? That's Jack Lew, our Treasury Secretary. We can't trust anything that comes out of Washington or Wall Street. And that's why I want you to join Phil's Gang. My name is Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Well, the reason you stay away from the stock market because you're fearful, because no one has taught you how to invest. You go to school to learn how to do math. You go to school to learn how to drive. Why don't you go to school to learn how to invest using charts? Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You know, it used to be, hey, what's that hot stock? There's no hot stocks anymore. You know what it's all about now? It's identifying when to get in the market, when to get out. And why? Because the market is rigged. It's rigged to go up. There's nothing better. It's rigged to go up. It's called quantitative easing. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Have fun with us in a rigged market.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Middle class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politics?
Call at 877-600-4264. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Let me give you the number to join the gang. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-GANG. You can call right now. Steven will pick up the phone and talk to you. You're not calling the Philippines. Give you the number, 877-600-GANG. And all you should do is just join for the 1 month. Then if you don't like it, $49.95 is your total investment. That's it. But I can tell you this, you will. Because we make it so easy with the same 5 stocks, best stocks in the world, IBM, Caterpillar, Intel, Goldman Sachs, Schlumberger. Let's talk about Schlumberger for a moment, then we'll move on because I got a lot to talk about. Schlumberger alone. And this is what I've done for the gang. Schlumberger is an oil service stock. Schlumberger, when we got a signal that the institutions were taking the money out. Now, who are the institutions? Well, usually it'll be a bank, it'll be J.P. Morgan, it'll be one of the guys, but it's really the owners of the Federal Reserve who use these banks as their agent to buy the stocks for themselves. That's why it doesn't have anything to do with fundamentals. I keep telling you, fundamentals of a company do not drive stock prices. What drives stock prices is the Federal Reserve wanting to purchase stock. When they purchase, it goes up. It's that simple. You got to get that across to your head. You got to understand that. So when you listen to these people like this, they're morons. They're just morons. Listen.
More QE, less QE, stimulus, no stimulus, tax hikes, no tax hikes. When in the end, I think markets move more because of fundamental reasons.
No, markets don't move because of fundamental reasons. It's the other way around. Are you kidding me? What moves the economy, okay, is the market. Isn't that ridiculous? Instead of the economy should be moving the stock market. It's the opposite. The stock market is moving the economy, but that's okay because everybody's figured out how to do it. Everybody's figured out how to make money. It's much easier than having to do all this research. So, as I said, the question's always been, how can a private syndicator, the banks, the syndicate banks, how can they do this when they are prohibited by the Federal Reserve Act? Well, as I said, they found this little loophole that Senator Dodd and Representative Frank put in for them. And when they're doing this amendment, they passed it. It enables the Fed owners to lend money to their own banks to act as agent for them. And that's what they do. 75% of this year's rally in the S&P is because they decide to buy Mobil, Microsoft, Google, Johnson & Johnson, all these great stocks. That's what's moving the market. So on a chart, it tells you when it turns, like Schlumberger. When Schlumberger was going down, we saw it on our chart, and it dropped about 14%. Then when they went in and buy it again, it went back up another 45%. Now, I'm not going to tell you, because you won't believe me, that our gang made 45% on the way up, or 11% or 14% on the way down. I'm not going to tell you that. Just cut it in half if you want. Just cut it in half, or cut it in half again. But the point is, those stocks are real, and those are the returns that were in those stocks. So join my gang. It's an easy way to provide money for yourself when you retire. It's the only way it's going to happen. Now listen. The real problem is this. We don't have price discovery anymore. What is price discovery? The stock market was set up based on price discovery. What's that mean? You and I bid against each other for stocks. That determines the price of the stock. You and I, discover the value of the stock by bidding. That is gone now. There is no more. The Federal Reserve, these banksters that own everybody, have eliminated pricing discovery. There's no more pricing discovery function in the stock market. Isn't that crazy? But I think it's great because now you put it on a computer. Here, if you go to my site and you look at Schlumberger, you can see exactly when it turned green, when it turned red. It's perfect. It's perfect. Also, you got to understand this. In order to keep the dollar up and interest at zero so they can make money, the banking cartel has to enter into a policy of pretend and extend, to promise they're going to raise rates, but they never do. And this is what they've been doing. So foreigners will come over here, sell their euros, buy dollars to buy stocks, and that's what they've been doing. Now, what does this all have to do with minimum wage? Oh, it's real simple. Because every time they print money, the Federal Reserve, this private company, to buy stocks for themselves, to make the market go up, regardless of the economy going down, when they print, what they do is they cause problems for the middle class. And the problem for the middle class and the working poor is the value of the dollar goes down. So when they go to the shopping mall or they go to the supermarket, their dollars they put out, the units of paper, the power, the buying power is diminished. That's why they're having such a hard time while everybody else is getting rich. The problem with minimum wage is because when minimum wage started, it was a good idea. A minimum wage, it's an entry-level wage, started in 1913. It wasn't put in place for a family to make money. It wasn't put in place for you to get married, have 5 kids, buy a house, send a kid to college, and go to work at McDonald's. That's not what it was. This whole thing has got lost, man. The meaning of minimum wage is it's all political. It's political. So when we hear these people on TV, listen to this. This is Brzezinski. She's on Morning Joe. Listen to this.
Treat people badly, pay them terribly, and be proud of your profits.
There's just really.
Let me play that again.
Treat people badly, pay them terribly, and be proud of your profits.
Be proud of your profits. Pay them terribly. No, that's not how it works. The federal minimum wage equates to about $17,330. That's the poverty line. And the minimum wage was set up to be just above the poverty line. And because we have right now 1.3 million people out of a workforce of 247 million. Now think about this. 247 million people work in this country. Only 1.3 million have work on minimum wage out of 247 million. See, this is all political. 75% of the 1.3 million are part-time. 52% of people on minimum wage of that 1.3 million are ages 16 to 24. So what are you going to say to them? Oh, this is where you start, man. Go out now. Say to a 24-year-old kid, go out, get married, have 4 kids, buy a house. You got a good job now. Nobody ever told a person who goes to work for McDonald's or Burger King or anywhere else, hey, this is where you're going to be able now to get married and raise a family. No, it was always, this is where when you're a kid, you want some extra money in the summer, you can come here and thank God you got a place to work. If you get thrown out of school or you quit high school, this is where you're going to work. Thank God that we have this place for you to work. You can't sell a $3 burger and pay somebody $15. It doesn't work. See, they got this all screwed up. When you take Elizabeth Warren, even the Republicans, and they start talking about income inequality, wait a minute. You can't throw in, well, look at all this income inequality. Look at poor people on minimum wage. Well, income inequality, it's you, the liberals, the Democrats who own income inequality. It was you. Your crony capitalism. You were the worst. It was your trade agreements. You're the worst. It was your QE. It was your QE that caused income inequality. This minimum wage is for kids, teenagers, not to raise a family. You got to wrap your mind around that. We'll be right back. Phil's Gang, with 43 past the hour.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything will be taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. You know, on May 29th, I warned that a stock market crash was coming. I also warned in July. Both times, I was watching my technology, my PT2 chart, and it turned from green to red. Both in May and July, we had substantial warnings. We saw the industrials fall. We saw that the market, the Chinese market was falling, was getting worse. Oil was falling. Copper was falling. Everything was falling. But again, CNBC was telling you, hey, things are cheap. Diversify. Everything's wonderful. But my chart was giving me something different. And on both those occasions, both in May and July, I told my gang, let's short the stock market now, because my PT2 chart indicated a sell-off was coming in. And we did. And we had a wonderful ride all the way down. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Middle class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. And you know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
The owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The big, the wealthy, the real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. They're irrelevant. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice.
It's George Carlin. God bless him. Welcome back to Phil's Gang, and God bless all our veterans. It's Veterans Day. You know, I can sit here and give you the number, and like I always say, it's the part of the show I dread the most and hate the most when I sit here and I go, my number is 877-600-GANG. My number is 877-600-GANG. And then I turn and I say, because I know you don't believe it, and I go, okay, take a couple of our stocks. We've done it very well. Take Schlumberger, one of our 5 stocks. I'll just tell you this. It dropped by 10% return, and when it went back up, we got another 10% going the other way. It was much more than that, but you won't believe it. Same with gold. When it dropped, when we say, okay, here it is, it's on our charts, we can see what they're doing. They're taking their money out. It dropped. I'll use 10%. Then when it went back up, we got another 10%. I'll even cut those in half because you won't even believe that. I'll say we caught 5% going down, 5% going up on Schlumberger, 5% on gold, 5% up on gold, and just copper in the last few days, I'll tell you 5%. Now my gang will tell you it's far more than that, but I'm not going to tell you that. You won't believe it. What you should do tonight is do this. Go to my Phil's Gang video channel. Go to my site, philsgang.com. It's right on the homepage, a little banner, and it also says I have a beautiful, just a brand new, just put it out, why the stock market's going up while the economy's going down. It explains how this Federal Reserve, this private company, and how they control everything, and how they decide if stocks are going up, not fundamentals of the company. And as soon as I can get you over that threshold, And also get you to understand you'll never make money in your 401k because A, of expenses, the expenses are killers, but the fact every time you do catch a good rally in a bull market, they never get you out. They never take you out. You always give it back. So you'll never make money in your 401k, but even if you did, your expenses will kill you. 2% take out half of all the money that you set aside for your retirement. And as I said, this Federal Reserve is the cause of everything. And I hope to God if Trump's president, whoever's Trump, they close it. Let's get the printing machine back. Can you imagine we're paying interest to these gangsters? We're paying interest. We gave the printing machine to them. We gave them the printing rights, and then we pay them interest. Can you imagine? We pay $400 million a year in interest, what we could do with that money? That's why you got the problem with the minimum wage. That's one of the problems, because they killed the value of the dollar. So now, if you're a working poor person, you don't have any purchase power. But minimum wage, if you again think about it, there's only 52% of the people of 1.3 million. There's 247 million people that are working. 1.3 million is minimum wage. Let's round it off. 51% ages 16 to 24. 24% are teenagers 16 to 19. None of those kids should think that they're going to get married now, have 5 or 6 kids, 3 cars, and put some of the kids. If anyone walks into McDonald's or Burger, I want to see the dope who is hiring these kids and say to them, "Oh, congratulations! Now you got an entry position. You now can go somewhere. You can go get married. You can have at least 2, 3 kids, 2 cars. Send your kids to college by working here." That's not what McDonald's was for. That's what not minimum wage. Nobody ever expected that. It became political. Like this Mecca Brzezinski on Morning Joe and Morning. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know anything. Most people don't understand minimum wage. Just raise from $8 to $15. That doesn't solve a problem. I wish it was that simple. I'd vote for it if it was that simple. They have no clue the ramifications of raising minimum wage from $8 to $15. And the people that, God bless them, are out there with their signs, and they have no idea if they raise from $8 to $15 how screwed they are. They have no idea. They have no idea. They're not going to get out of poverty standing in front of Burger King with a sign saying, "Give me from $8 to $15. They're not going to get out of poverty. That's not the solution. The solution is keep the kids in school. The solution is our parents. The parents telling the kids, "Look, I'm not telling you to go to college. Not everybody is going to be a doctor. Not everybody's going to be a lawyer. Not everybody's going to be an astronaut. For God's sakes, if you hate school, you don't get good grades, then let's put you in a vocational school. Let's make you an air conditioner repairman. Let's make you a carpenter. Let's make you a plumber." Have you ever tried to get a plumber lately? Are you kidding? When they come to your house, for heaven's sake, you think you paid for an operation, a heart transplant or something. Why does everybody want to be a lawyer? There's plumbers here and carpenters and masons and drywall people that are making more money than lawyers in this town. The idea, the solution has nothing to do with raising minimum wage. You don't get people out of poverty. First of all, this country, our government, the mindset is poverty. That's the problem. They put everybody's mindset, poverty. Poverty. That's where their mind is. Their mind is set in poverty, like they're supposed to be in poverty. Look what they do. They tell you, "Don't work. We're going to give you health insurance free. We don't want you to work." They disincentivize work. Listen, the only solution to poverty is to keep our kids in school and to make sure they understand how it works. We don't expect them to go to college. Matter of fact, why go get a $36,000 loan to get a BA degree, which is worthless? Worthless BA degree. Why go become a carpenter? Go become an electrician. We should be guiding our kids. That's how we get our kids out of poverty. We guide them. Don't expect the school teachers to guide them. School teachers are getting worse and worse. Most of them are liberal communists, for God's sakes. They're the ones who want to tell the kids, live off the government. Live off the government. It's the government. See, the problem with both liberals and conservatives who are arguing for raising minimum wage, they have no knowledge of minimum wage, even how it originated or its purpose. Most things it's a social safety net, like Social Security. What are you, nuts? They have no clue. They're that stupid. And if you ask our teachers to explain it to kids in high school, they don't know how to explain it. They don't get it. They think it's a social safety net. And then they'll stand out there with the kids down at McDonald's with a sign, the teachers. And they really think that's how they get out of poverty. Look, minimum wage should be established by each state, not by the federal government to begin with. And matter of fact, you know what? Minimum wage should not be established by each state. It should be established by each city, each town. Welfare shouldn't be federal. It should be each town, each city. Each city, each town should take care of their own. They should establish their own minimum wage. This way here you know who's lazy, who's not working, who is a good worker. You've got control. Education. The kids, every school's got to educate our kids, starting with the grade kids. How about churches? Get them to start educating. But you need the parents to educate. But the parents aren't home. You want to know why the parents aren't home? They're both working. They don't even meet each other. One comes home, the other one goes to work. Maybe on weekends they see each other. You know what? The Federal Reserve has destroyed the family unit. See, the Federal Reserve, before the Federal Reserve, the father could go out and make enough money on his own and could have the 2 cars. You didn't have to send mom. Mom could stay home, and mom helped the family and nurtured the family and made sure the kids came home after high school, after they got out of school. They were there. They were home. They were responsible. They did their work. They worked as a unit. It's Federal Reserve that screwed all that up. Now, mom and dad both have to go to work. So what do? Join my gang. That's what you do. Because at least if you have some money, I'll show you how to take our 5 stocks and make that money grow. Join my gang right now. 877-600-GANG. Phil's Gang.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.